The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the April 20th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. Would love to hear from you at 877-927-6648. If you can't call them, we've got you covered. You can always send me an email. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. And inside the subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question, of course, in our Tigers, then well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a bit of a mixed bag out here. You got the Dow up 342 points, 1%. S&P's up 15 points. That would be 0.3%. NASDAQ is off 150, a little over 1%. Russell's up 19. That's 1%. Semis are flat. They're a 0.1% to the upside, 3 points out there. Trending's up. Trendings are up big, 358 points. They're up over 2%. Gold's off $4. Silver's down 15 pennies. Light sweet crude is flat. Natural gas up 21 cents. The 30-year Treasury up 1 point and 13 ticks. Trade out at 140.28. Lead the charge dollar-wise. The upside. Booking Holdings $38. Avis is up 35. Thermo Fisher 22. Azimil Holdings 15, and Equinix is up 15 as well. To the downside, it's a stinker. It's $122. Is a 35% decline. That is for Netflix. Looks like a dead stock out there. Shopify down $66 off 11%. Amazon off $67 or 2%. Tesla down 43. Google off 40. So the NASDAQ 100's got some issues going on. Let's go take a look at our short-term time frame chart out here. Give me a moment. We'll go to the 30-minute charts, see what kind of signal information that we have out here, see if we can clear up the confusion. And I'd like to clear up the confusion. I think all we're going to do is just add more to the confusion. What do you mean, jelly bean? Here's what we mean. If we take a look at the ES Mini, we'll just go through them one at a time. You've got a TD9 count and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price right now, and it's just led to kind of a sideways move. It looked like price was going to get back to 44.35. That's the breakout level on a 30-minute time frame chart. But right now, price is back inside a profile, and so I can't make that call necessarily, but we just have sideways movement. Now, the key level to be watching today, I would say, is going to say if you get a close above 44.8175, it should be off to the races to the upside. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I am giving the price point so that you know if price does close above that line or that level, then you know what to expect and anticipate. The NQ, TD9 count top as well. Now, that has led to price being well below profiles. There's no new profile in the 30-minute time frame, and it's below a breakout level of 14.066. No bottoming signal, so what would be ideal here over the course of the next hour. So it's 1 o'clock. We're in bar number 8. Yeah, so by 2:30 would be a flush to the downside to take out the low of the day that could then set up a TD9 count bottom out there. But short of that, I don't have any kind of bottom signal here inside the NQ, at least not on a 30-minute chart. We might find something on a shorter-term time frame chart. 30-minute chart here for the Dow has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top pattern that's in place out here. And if price is able to close above 35,169, then it would be off to the races to, did I give you, I don't think I got the right price. Maybe I did. Let me make sure. Hold on. Yeah, 35,169. If we get a close above 35,169, it's likely to be off to the races to the upside. Inside of the Russell 2000, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that's out here, but prices trade right now just slightly above the top of that profile. So the message here is neutral. So I don't have a real clear signal when I take a look at these 30-minute charts. And I like to have clear signals to be able to say to you, here's where price is headed to and the reasons why. I'm not getting that out of these 30-minute charts. So, well, as we surf around, maybe we'll find something out there that will assist us. If we go take a look at the daily time frame chart, so a little bit bigger picture, well, that is a bit easier to take a look at, or at least give you some input on that. And so for here, we'll switch over to those daily time frame charts. What do you mean, Stevie? Here's what I mean. If you take a look at the ES now, what we know is the TD9 count breakout, or the TD9 count bottom held. And that meant the price did not close below 43.7550. And price right now is above its green oscillator and change line. That says at the moment there's a rising price oscillator above zero. That is a bullish condition for the daily time frame and suggests that price should move higher. Move higher to where? 45.12. So you know the level to be watching on the 30-minute chart. And if you get a close above that, now you know where price would head to here. And that would be that 45.12 level. In the case of the NASDAQ NQ out here, price has held its TD9 count bottom, but what it's not doing, it's not being able to cross above that red oscillator and change line. That's it, currently printed at 14.212. Call it 14.276. If price can close above 14.276, then we'd have a move to the 14.802 level. But testing and rejecting a red oscillator and change line says we head lower. Now, that lower could just be to the bottom of the profile, which is already done today. So not really sure here from a daily time frame chart what the NQ wants to do. It's tested support, it's tested resistance, and so therefore we're going to go with the neutral signal. Not neutral inside the Dow. The Dow is heading back. So the Dow yesterday closed above its green oscillator and change line. That was a signal, again, bullish signal out there, that price should continue to move higher. And price yesterday also closed above the center of its profile level, and that suggested a move up to the top. Well, you've got a breakdown area at 35,215, and the actual top of that profile is at 35,281. So that's the price range, 35,215 to 35,281. And if price can clear 35,281, well, you could almost get you might be getting an A to B equals CD to the upside out there. So what you really want to watch, so the level to watch out here, it is the 35,281 level. Now, inside the Russell 2000, you can see that price is trading at above its the top of its daily profile. That is a bullish condition. It's got a red oscillator and change line, so it's not as bullish as the Dow, the YM, or the ES out here. But nonetheless, you close above that resistance level. That says we head back towards the top of its consolidation pattern. So the daily charts are a little bit easier because they're a little bit less noisy than those 30-minute time frame charts out there. And in essence, that is what's going on. So we get back from this breakout here. We've got some questions that are in. The first question is from SNP in the Tiger's Den. And SNP wanted to take a look at the GDX and is looking for an entry point into the GDX. So we've got just a few seconds here, and I'll leave this chart up on the screen. I would just throw out to you what's the most important time frame for us to monitor to be able to provide SNP with an answer as to what the GDX is doing. Which one? And I'll spread out the 30-minute chart just to kind of give you a hint. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Take a look at the GDX. We've got the 30-minute time frame chart up on our screen. Let me make sure that that's what you're looking at. Yes, we are. Okay, great. And what we can see here, so the question was, where is there a buy point? So on a 30-minute chart here, we've got a nice confirmed top, Rhodes momentum indicator signal. And when you get a confirmed top or bottom, then what we're looking for us, at least on my charts, we're looking for levels of, in this case here, price moving down, we're looking for areas of support. Now, the ultimate area of support on any chart that we take a look at that's got a topping pattern for that specific time frame is going to be price pulling back to its breakout level. That is like a fundamental rule 101. Doesn't mean that it will hold, but it does give you exactly where the buy point is. In this case here, you get a Rhodes momentum indicator top, price is below the oscillator and change line after the top forms. Then we see price take on the support levels. You get a gap to the downside. That was yesterday, busts right through support areas and gets all the way back to its breakout level of 39.26. Now the exact low at 10 o'clock this morning is 39.25, and the breakout level 39.26, and that's courtesy of that TD9 count pattern. So it's a beautiful pattern. Not only does it help us to identify potential tops and bottoms, it also provides us, perhaps even more important, where key level of support and resistance. Well, speaking of resistance, price is taking that on right now, 40.03. So let's answer the question. The first buy point for the GDX was 39.26 and price trade at 40.03. Now, we would not suggest that S&P enter the trade right here or anybody enter the trade right here because price is right there at resistance. I don't know whether price is going to take out 40.03 or not, and really need to take it out by 2 consecutive bars. So if price does take that level out, takes it out with 2 consecutive bars, that suggests a run up to the 41.28 level. But of course, what you're going to want to watch for is you could also get a TD9 count pattern here. So your actual buy point right now, and take a look at the 30-minute chart with 39.26. Now, we have a different signal coming from the daily time frame. Well then, Steve-O, why did you start with the 30-minute chart out there? because that really is where that buy point is. Now, when I say we have a different pattern coming from the daily time frame out here, and that's why we're paying attention to that 30-minute TD9 count breakdown level, because if this is just a counter trend move, that's where at the 40.02 level is where price should stop, and right now that's where it's trading at. In the GDX, yesterday was a gap to the downside. It had a Rhodes momentum indicator signal triggered. You can see that with those diagonal lines that are drawn out there. Here, you've got a new daily profile that is formed. So the next level of support, if that low holds, if that low fails, if that low fails on a 30-minute time frame, that breakout level, then your entry point is at 38.86. So those are really the entry points. Now let's just pull all these charts back, see if there's anything else that sticks out to us. Bullish conditions, very bullish conditions on the weekly chart because it negated its TD9 count pattern. It did that last week. You're just trading slightly above the top of the monthly profile. So that's slightly bullish. But 38.86 would be the next buy point. So S&P, if price clears 40.03, maybe wait to see if there's a TD9 count pattern that forms, and then on the next pullback, you'd look for an entry there. Maybe it's a retracement, maybe it's back to the profile levels, which is 39.76 right now. Likely that's going to change over the next several hours or what have you. Is there anything else that I see? 195-minute chart forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top, pulls back to support and holds at 39.38 out there. You got the 130-minute chart held support at 38.45. That's its breakout level. So the odds favor S&P that the bottom is in, that the buy point was in, but we won't really know that until we see the 30-minute chart and how price handles that. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the GDX, and thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Now, yesterday afternoon, I'm going to change screens here. There were a couple of requests that came in. They came in late, and I just noted them down. I actually put them in some charts out here. My apologies, because I don't recall who had those requests. But if that individual is listening, momentarily, when I get over to my screens out here, and the request was to take a look at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin right now is the April contract is still the active one, but this is rolling over to May in the next day or two. But if we take a look at, and the question was, my recollection is the question was looking for a bottom. Well, it turns out that maybe the exercise that you and I just went through, taking a look at the 30-minute time frame charts out here, can help us to answer that question objectively. I'm not giving you my opinion. I am just narrating the charts for you. So what does Bitcoin do, the April contract? It makes a TD9 count top. It does that on the trading day of March the 28th. The pattern completes itself the following day, March 29th, deals with those support levels, the profile areas, then deals with the oscillator and change line. Once it gets below both of those, what does it do? It makes a beeline for support. The breakout level, 38.920. So 38.920 was a level that was tested 2 days ago, and that was really the entry point. Now, same kind of situation. Here we've got Bitcoin makes that what we'll call a counter trend rally at the moment, valid bottom, but just a counter trend move. Why? Because price got up to the red oscillator and change line. A red oscillator and change line says we have a falling price oscillator below zero. That is a bearish condition. Now, what that means, if price does not take out 42.022, then what we're looking at is a likely move back to the 40.032 level. So your entry point on a daily time frame for Bitcoin would be between 38.920 and 40.032. But now is not the time to enter because price has gotten up to that red oscillator. I'm not saying sell, although you'd really want to take a look at the short-term time frame charts to get a feel for what they're communicating as well. Well, I don't have to close this out. We can go take a look at some of the other time frames out here. What's the weekly show us? Weekly shows a nice TD9 count bottom. Price holding support, 38.703. That's in essence an entry area, which was hit earlier. So, I've got two, both the weekly and the daily out here. Let's look at a 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart forms a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price might pull, well, price has held support so far, which is the bottom of its new 30-minute profile at 41.146. If that were to fail, then we're looking at a move to 46.80, and that could be the buy point. So with regard to Bitcoin, I'd be patient right now. You learn the TD9 counts, not just for the 9-count top and bottom, but also to have those key breakout levels, an objective area of where price is either broken out from or where price is broken down from. The second request yesterday was to take a look at SAVA. SAVA is the ticker symbol out here. And As we take a look at it, Cassava, it is trading below daily and weekly profiles, but may have found support at the bottom of its monthly profile, which is at 1778. That's your right-hand panel. What you will notice here is that both the center and bottom are at the same price level. How do you know that? Well, if you look at my data box, you'll see BOT 1778, CTR 1778. That's how we know. Now, that's a real key level of support. If Cassava Sciences, SAVA, busts below 1778, it's headed back to zero. No, but it's headed back, headed pretty close to zero. It's like the next breakout level would get you down to about $2.78 out there. Is that the call that we're making? I don't know. Let's go look at the charts and see if there's any additional information out here. Well, we take a look at the daily time frame out here. There's no bottom signal. Gap to the downside. That says Cassava Sciences wants lower price. If we look at the weekly chart, busted through its breakout level at 36.05. Did that 3 weeks ago. No bottom signal here. Says that it wants lower price. If we look at the monthly time frame chart, well, we've got the bottom of that profile level out there. But as I said, if it gets below that, you're looking at $2.78 out there. Has Cassava Sciences bottomed out here? I'm going to go with the answer as no when we take a look at that daily and weekly time frame chart out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You got the charts for natural gas up on our screen as we speak right now. Now, we've got the got the May contract. This is rolling over to June here. We can leave this. It's still active as we speak right now. So we know about natural. The question was really to help identify support levels. So natural gas yesterday confirmed a sell the D point pattern. If we take a look at the chart below, the monthly chart, 2 days ago, what price was doing was it was getting right back to a prior swing point. That swing point was taking us back to April 1st of 2011 in the $8.03 area. So price gets up there and then tests and rejects that level, and then yesterday forms that bearish engulfing candle, bearish sash candle out here, and now we've got a new profile to form. I'm going to get rid of the A to B equals CD pattern. So to answer your question, if price closes below 704, you're trading at 695. 704 is the green oscillator and change line. It is not shown on these charts out here, Mike, but just note that in your pad of paper. If price closes above 704, that's your first level of support. If price closes below 704, then your next level of support is 662. And below 662, it's 620. So your levels of support, real quickly, 620, 662, and the 704. And 704, as we speak right now, is failing. So I hope that helps you out with regard to natural gas. There was a question if we could take a look at the IWM. So I'll just simply we'll do it both ways out here. What do you mean both ways, Steve-O? I'm going to actually put up the IWM on our 3-panel chart out here. And then we'll go take a look at the equity future contract, because that's going to provide us typically with the better signal information. Of course, somebody might be saying, well, why don't you just get right to it, Steve-O? Well, I don't know. If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, what the IWM itself is telling us is that price is trading above the top of its daily profile, day number 1. That's at 202.66. 2 closes above that are going to suggest that price moves higher. Moves higher to where? Well, that's pretty easy. We go to the next time frame. That's the weekly chart. We look for its profile. Well, turns out that profile level is at 215. So our conclusion is, if you close above 202.66 today, close above it tomorrow, odds favor price is going to move back to the 215.42 level. If price can get above 215.42, you're looking at 218.40. So the real key level now that the IWM needs to close above for any of that to come to fruition is going to be what? It's going to be the bottom of the monthly time frame chart. The bottom of when I say the bottom, I mean the bottom profile level of the monthly time frame chart, and that's at 207.64. So that is your real key level out there with regard to the IWM. Now, let's go take a look at the Russell 2000 equity future contract. See if there's any additional signal information that can assist us. Well, if we take a look at the weekly chart, the beauty here is we see prices trade above its oscillator and change line right now. So it's a slightly bullish message. I say slightly because the oscillator and change line is red, but trading above that is a positive. You're above the top of the profile. This suggests that the Russell 2000 equity future contract wants to make a move to about the 2140 area. We talked about the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top inside the Russell 2000 on its 30-minute chart. So if today that level fails, price closes above it, that says we're headed higher out there. So those are the signals coming from the Russell 2000 equity future contract. I hope that helps you out with regard to the IWM. Let's go to some questions that have come in by email. The first one coming in from Tim. Tim says, good morning, Steve. He wrote this earlier this morning. So we'll say back at you, and good afternoon. You've got a long position in Marathon Petroleum. So let's get to that 8-panel set of charts out here. My bottom and top finding set of charts. And let's go ahead and plug in Marathon Oil, which is MPC. Now let's go see what it's doing. Let's get this popular. The question reads like this. Was wondering if my tank is full or should I hang on and fill up the pipe? I love it. Well, while those charts are updating out here, let me get it going on my black background chart to see what information I might be able to narrate for you quickly out here. Price above the top of the daily, price above the top of the weekly, price above the top of the monthly charts out here. So on a monthly basis, you could get a TD9 count top. Well, you will get a TD9 count topping signal this month. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. That means the pattern will complete next month. So the high could take place in May. If we take a look at the weekly chart says, yeah, it's going to be May. Why? Because 4 weeks ago, its TD9 count top failed. It no longer has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. You're in bar number 6. Looks like at least 3 to 4 more weeks out here. So it looks like it's more of a May than it is an April top based upon the weekly set of charts out here. Now, the daily says this, Tim, and you're very intuitive. And it just says you're going to complete a TD9 count top today. Now, the cool thing about that is whatever today's high is, and today's high so far is 91.88. I don't know if that will be the end of the day, if that high will be in place at the end of the day, but let's go with it right now. Let's say that it is. Well, if tomorrow price closes above today's high of 91.88 out there, that TD9 count pattern will have failed, and we'll tell you about a strong momentum move to the upside, and that would be a reason to hold it. Price is above that green oscillator and change line, Tim, so if you're looking for a conservative stop, I would put it below that level. That level is 89.16 right now. Average true range of movement over the last 10 days for Marathon Petroleum was $2.12. 91.24 is where it's printing. $2 would get you to 89.24. Basically gets you down to about that green oscillator and change line. So you could certainly place it somewhere below that. Not 89.15, a little bit below that to give it some room out there. And that's how I would trade it based upon the weekly, so I don't know where you're in at on this trade out here. But if you've been in it for a while, then I would, based on the weekly and monthly charts, I would go ahead and feel a little bit of heat out here. But if it's something that you got recently, I don't want you to get into a losing position or anything like that. The ultimate breakout level on a pullback inside Marathon Petroleum would be at about 83.95. That's a TD9 count breakout level. So, Tim, I hope that helps you out. It does look good long-term, short-term, meaning today you could see a top and pull back. And the question is, does that oscillator and change line level hold? Jay writes in, and Jay wants to take a look. And you look at FAS, thinking it may be I think I'm getting an older one of your messages. Okay. Thanks for helping me on FAS. You picked up some shares this morning at 9.16 and placed a stop right under that. Okay, well, good, because I believe the XLF, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go to the XLF. I'm sorry, I'm a creature of habit. And if we go take a look at FAZ or even FAS, it's a triple. It's not going to provide us with enough information or good enough information. Instead, what we want to do is look at, in essence, the underlying instrument, which is the financial sector for the S&P 500. And that's what we're getting up on our screen right now. And then you trade FAS and FAS based upon the XLF. And actually, your systems, most systems, TD Ameritrade will let you do that. Enter trades, exit trades based upon what's going on another instrument out there. But here we take a look at right now, the signal is do not be short the financials. And the reason is, well, first of all, I think we talked about on a daily basis, this has a confirmed TD9 count bottom, which held. And now, prices above the top of new profile that formed yesterday. That new profile level is 37.85. You're trading at 38.01. What this is signaling to you and I is on a daily basis, the XLF wants to make a run for 39.33. 39.33 is the TD9 count breakdown level. 39.03 is the weekly oscillator and change line. So and 38.91 is the monthly oscillator and change line. So price should go target somewhere between 38.91 and 39.33 out there. As I look at the intraday charts, 130-minute chart shows price taking out a TD9 count breakdown level. It's being retested right now, but everything here looks pretty good. 30-minute chart shows a TD9 count top. The price is still holding its green oscillator change line. So worst case is it's a neutral signal. So I would hold on to the short position inside the financials, and probably you're already out by now. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow up 359 points, S&P's up 16, Russell's up 18, NASDAQ 100 is the weak link out here. It's up 135 points. Let's go take a look at Ethereum. This is for Gerardo. Gerardo writes in, please run your process for Ethereum and the semiconductors. You want to start in a long position. So as we take a look at Ethereum, very similar to the Bitcoin charts that we looked at earlier, I'm going to go ahead and expand out the daily time frame for us, and that is this. We've got a nice bottom that had formed out here. It was a TD9 count bottom that completed. The low of it was on bar number 8 on April 12th. The pattern actually completed on April 14th out there. So you got the valid bottom signal. When you get a valid bottom signal, where's price going to head to? The oscillator and change line. What percentage of the time? A significantly high percentage. And we're not talking 51%. We're talking a significantly high percentage. It's another reason that you want to learn that pattern. Folks, you can just subscribe to Mastering Probability. If you do it for 29 days, there's no sweat. It costs you nothing to do that. And you might subscribe to it and find out that there's a lot of resources that will assist you in your trading and education process. Well, here, part of the education process, this is a red oscillator and change line, Gerardo. And so right now it is tested and rejected that level. That makes the answer to your question much easier. Not that it will necessarily result this way, but you're asking me where's the buy point here, or where's an entry level? It's going to be 2208. It's going to be at the bottom of that profile. It's going to be between 2081 and 2208. If price were to close below 2081, I'd probably jettison the position, and because I would anticipate that it's going to get back into the $16 area out there. So as long as price remains below that red oscillator and change line, the bottom of the profile is a level of support, and that's what I would be looking at. That's the daily time frame. Let's just take a quick peek out here at the other time frames. You're still below the red oscillator and change line on a weekly basis, so that doesn't negate what we just talked about there. And I'm not seeing a ton of information. A 65-minute chart had a nice TD9 count bottom, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Price is back inside its profile, so it's not really clear there. I'm going to go with the larger time frame signal for you, Gerardo, and that's on the daily. We'll stick with 2081 to 2208. So thanks for writing in. I hope that helps you out. You also wanted to take a look at the SMHs out here. So this will take just a moment to go ahead and populate. The SMHs, well, let's just let this thing pop. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. The SMHs, let this thing populate, and then we will And then we'll go ahead and try to figure out what it's actually doing, because the SMHs, they negated a TD9 count pattern last Thursday out there. And so that is my hesitation. But what we see right now is the SMHs, yesterday they regained their daily profile. Today it has regained its oscillator and change line, albeit red, trading really at about the center of its profile. The center of the profile is 248.50. It's a bullish structured profile. And so your entry point, although I didn't have a bottoming signal for it, the only bottoming signals might have come from the 65-minute and the 130-minute chart, not on the daily time frame. It looks like this does want to make a run for the 260.88 level. Am I going to suggest that you enter this position right now? I'm not. I would think that where price should head to is, I said 260.88. I'll restate that, between 260.88 and the red oscillator and change line on the weekly chart, which is currently printed at 264.89 out there. So, $48, you'd have $28 into it. That's what, 1% or so, 10%, 20. That's 10%, right? Yeah. So it wouldn't be a bad trade. But I'm assuming you want this longer than just that. So I'd sit tight on this one. I don't have a ultra clear signal here from the SMHs, but the signal is, or the information. So I'll just share what the information is, and then you go from there. And that is that price should go, as long as price closes above the 248.50 level, price should make a run to the 261-ish area out there. So I hope that helps you out, Gerardo. Thanks so much for writing in. Dan F. writes in and wants to take a look at LCID. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and change screens out here because I already have that set up, or I sort of have that set up. Give me a moment to actually change workspaces, and then we'll get to LCID. In fact, let's go ahead and punch this up here, the black background charts, and LCID is Lucid Group. And as I recall, Dan says it completed a TD9 count a few days ago. Looks like a bullish engulfing candle for him yesterday. You're correct about that. It's a good time to start a position. Dan in New York City. So let's pull over LCID, and trading below the bottom of its daily and weekly profile. So we know those are the next resistance levels on a move higher. What you did get was not a TD9 count bottom. It did form a TD9 count bottom a couple days ago, but that was violated 3 days ago. So that pattern's gone, boom, boom, not there. What you do have is you have wave number 7. That confirmed yesterday, and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. And prices trade above its oscillator and change line. So you are welcome to take a long position here. What I want you to know is where your battles are. You've got one at 21.61. You've got one at 22.62, one at 23.12, and then one at 26.16. That's all in the daily time frame. But the answer is you do have a valid bottom. Is now a good time to start the position? It is a time to start the position. Let's see what the other charts communicate to us. What's the weekly? Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to go to a different tab. The weekly chart here for LCD, you only got wave number 7. So you're also in wave number 7. Now, that won't be confirmed, or the earliest it could be confirmed would be next week, and it would have to be a higher low. But that adds to the thought process of considering taking a long position. And on a monthly chart, doesn't look like it's helping us a whole lot. So nothing there on the monthly, but the weekly supports what the daily is signaling to us. What do the intraday charts tell us? Well, the 30-minute tells us what? Not much. 65-minute chart, what's it tell us? Tells us you got a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Price was able to take out one level of support. If it can close above 21.28, 2 consecutive close above 21.28, that would be a bullish signal and suggest higher price. 130-minute time frame chart, wave number 7, suggests price should move to 21.90. And on the 195-minute chart, I don't have anything there to assist. So back to the daily time frame out here for LCID. You've got your bottom signal. You're going to have some battles up ahead. Don't know how we'll do at those battles. But if you've been watching this and you've been looking to get in, now would be a time to go ahead and take that trade. Just use proper positioning size, Dan, which means take 1% of your working capital. Figure out what your stop is. That's pretty easy to do. Just take a look at the last average 10 days. The last 10 days for your average true range. That's $1.44. Multiply $1.44 times 1.272 or 1.618. I'd suggest 1.618. What's $1.44 times 1.618? Great question. I don't know. 250, something like that. If it's 250 and you got 10,000 in capital, 1% of that's $100. Take $100, divide it by 250, and that is how many shares you would buy. What does that come out to? I don't know, 40, something like that. And if you use proper positioning size and you only have 1% risk out there, you're golden. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. And delete that because I didn't mean to do that. Looks like we've gone through all the questions. I don't think there's anything in the Tiger's Den. And we've got about 30. Oh, I take that back. We've got 2 more questions that have come in. Michael P. writes in, and what would give us a signal to short the cues out there? That's a great question. And so let's try to answer that here in as short a period of time as we can. In order to do that, I want to get to the NQ charts out here. And so let's go change screens. And we're going to try to answer Michael P's question. I don't think I can do it before we go to this breakout here. What would it take? What would it take to get a short position inside of the NQs out here? I'll ponder that during this break and try to come up with an answer. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So what I want to do to try to answer Michael's question is step back and take a look at the larger picture out here. And that's what we're looking at right now. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we're looking at the monthly time frame chart for the NDX 100. Now, Michael, on this chart here, it takes us back to the 2009 bottom. And the accounts that you see out here, those are consecutive closes, either higher or lower. And if we take a look, there's been 13, and that includes the most recent one that took place a couple of months ago. There have been 13 two-bar knee-jerk reaction lows that have taken place since that low out here. There's been one 4-bar and there's been one 3-bar out there. And it's typically, price will do that 2 to 4-bar rule out there. If you've listened to the show, we've talked about this before. So right now, we just had our most recent 2-bar that was in there. And if we take a look at I'm going to go over here, and because to answer your question, it means I can't just be myopically focused and only look at just the NDX 100. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the Dow up here because we really want to try to get all of these in essence topping at the same time. Here, when we take a look at the Dow, it hasn't been as strong as the NASDAQ 100. That kind of makes sense to everybody with regard to the 2-bar close. It's had many 2-bar moves to the downside, but it's had a couple of 3 bars as well, and one 5-bar is also out here. But in this case, the difference between the Dow and the NDX 100 is here is the swing point on a monthly basis that the swing point high. And what I want you to notice here, Michael, this is the swing point high from January of 2022. Is price is still trading with inside that swing point. In other words, the Dow has not broken down. Now we take a look at this bigger picture out here. And the Dow is signaling to us that it wants to move higher. And it's signaling to us that when we take a look at, let's take a look at all 4 daily charts out here. And I knew there wasn't going to be enough time. I didn't know that, but now that I know that, now I know that for sure. But the answer to your question, Mike, is the Dow looks like it wants to move higher. What I'd like to see, and that'll be, the proof will be if we get it close above 35,215. It doesn't have to be today. So the answer to your question is we want to see topping patterns in all of these indices, especially with the spot volatility index being below its 50-day exponential moving average. So I hope that helps you out. Folks, stay tuned. Your favorite polar bear's up next. David White, Tom O'Brien, he'll take us on home. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Terrific Thursday. Have a wonderful Wednesday, folks.